make it a dialogue, and I'm going to, because of my nutty schedule, I'm going over to the library to meet with those people for a while, but he'll run it till 12:15, okay? And go from there, so thank you for being here. This is Dave.
Dave's a man.
Notre Dame, both these ding-dongs are Notre Dame graduates.
We both went to a college that is about to not exist.
But I met Dave when he was a student, and then we developed a friendship outside of Notre Dame, and then post-graduation. He actually did the photos for my son's high school graduation. He shot my TV commercials when I ran for office. So these two are two of my favorite people on the planet.
Yeah.
Hey, most of the schools I went to prior don't exist anymore either.
Okay, what schools?
My preschool, elementary school, middle school, and high school. They don't exist anymore.
Where were they?
Don't keep the streak alive.
All right. No, that's right. That's right. It's all right. Yeah, we're due for a school that stays in business. Yeah. So James Schleicher, book I wrote. It all starts with a plan. It's on Amazon Kindle if you want to check it out. But basically, it takes me about an hour to read it, and I suck at reading. We were just talking about that. That when I say I'm reading the Wall Street Journal, I'm saying, Alexa, please play the Wall Street Journal, and I do a little snippet there. And if we could have I know you got the phone for timing purposes. Thank you. I have no concept of time. I have no internal clock, and then not trying to be rude. They would just what I learned with like our team meetings is if we got computers up or anything like that, magically someone on the team is like, well, so-and-so was doing emails. And I wasn't doing emails. It's like, oh, yeah. So just so that way, I just make sure we're all fully engaged and everybody, the point of today is to interact and collaborate on some things and just hopefully, I want you leaving here being like, okay, I know more about life, career, business, whatever, than when I walked in. So hopefully I don't suck. But the whole goal of this was 10 years into my business, published it, and it was basically saying, hey, here is an action plan. It's not like a theoretical novel kind of thing, but like here's an action plan for if you're coming out of college. I had a double major in English communications, double minor in psychology and writing, 3 unpaid internships that I did not enjoy. But that's another thing I will say. What I did learn about life, so to speak, is, it's important to know, what you love and what you enjoy. And sometimes you don't know what it's going to be, but it's also sometimes better to know the things that you will not enjoy. So think of like those 3 internships were miserable for me. Hated it. However, it was only for a short period of time, right? I got my internship credit for my degree, and then I was able to not, spend 5-10 years being miserable going down those channels for my career. Does that make sense? So if things go wrong, that's normal. That's just kind of life in a nutshell. But it's just how do you have this, and having a plan. What I learned, especially since I published it, but my grandpa always said it all starts with a plan. So that was kind of a tribute to him. You build this picture perfect plan of what you're going to do for school, for your life, career, business, whatever it might be. And then 24 hours goes by and everything blows up and it's just kind of, okay, well, back to the drawing board. So think of like, when people say have a plan, don't get caught up in, well, I have this plan, but life is going this way. This happened with my family. This happened. I got sick. I got this. That happened. But like, just expect things to go wrong, and then that way you'd be like, oh, just as planned. Something went wrong, right? But you can, when you have your plan, especially if you're like planning out your career and your life and your future, when things go wrong, you can make the correct shift, right, in where you need to go next. All right, so the tough decisions in life get way easier when you know where you want to go, right? So it's where it's really tough is when you don't have a plan, you're not sure where you want to go, and then the simplest decision at that point is almost impossible. Okay, so that's my rant on that. The cycle, I want to kind of talk about. I always try to like do something new and infuse different things into my our chats. So I'm going to talk about the cycle and just kind of everything goes in a cycle. It's a kind of, think of like the life cycle. So, your elementary, you said your preschool went out under too?
Yeah,
Or
my preschool, elementary school, middle school, and high school.
Okay, all
And
right.
then I went to Lakeland. They're having financial issues, so they.
Oh yeah,
can
okay.
too.
Dang. All right.
I'm a black cat. I like
No,
all those
you're
bad things
good.
to happen.
You're good. You're good. So it's all right. We got your back. We're gonna make this through. So, but yeah. So just think of like everything has a cycle, right? If you had told me like where I went to college like isn't gonna be around in a week, be like, well, it doesn't make sense. But just think of everything. Everything has to run its course, right? And there's another book is Principles by Ray Dalio. Anybody heard of Ray Dalio? So how do you know about him?
Heard him on a podcast.
Okay. Yeah, he's done some TED Talks and all that, and it's usually he's out promoting his book Principles. He's got other books, but like he pretty much started with nothing, got, found an interest in the stock market, and just before like algorithms and AI and all that, like he was just handwriting why, like every decision he made when it came to like an investment in the stock market. So he could go back, 20 years and say, okay, I made this decision because of X. And what it helped him is he ended up building the top hedge fund in the world. The book Principles is it's more about, it can definitely, it's like what he says is that he's talking about his phase of life, right? So he had the phase where he was building up his business and then it was transitioning out, and now his phase of life that he's committed to is how do I go out and share with the world to try and make people make better decisions and learn from my mistakes and learn from these principles that I've put together. So he's got some really cool stuff, but the one thing, if I just made you turn off your technology, but if you want to write it down or take a picture, this is key to remember, is what he talks about. He talks about a lot, but always remember that whatever's happening now is not identical, right? It's not exact, but pretty much what is happening now in the world, in your life, right, in school and career, it's either happened in someone else's country or it's happened in someone else's lifetime. So, this is something where, now I just turned 40 this year, right? So just when I was in college, I'm like, man, 40, like I'm gonna be, dude, I'm just gonna be this old piece of crap, right? I'm just gonna be this piece of this old person that can't function, that has no energy, that isn't fun anymore. Maybe I'm cheesy. I don't know if I'm fun, but like, but I feel younger than I've ever felt, right? And I'm 40, yes. So
I thought you were in your 20s.
Yeah, I look like I'm 12. So I was trying to trim my beard and messed it up. So my wife is always like, she's like, please grow that beard back. Like I feel like I'm married to a child. But so just kind of like, so thank you, thank you. I used to get upset when everybody looked like I said I looked like I was 12. Like, no, I'm 13, bro, 12 and a half. But think of, I'm going to preface this with, you are special. Every single one of you is unique, right? And there's that cheesy cliche, like, I tell my kids every day before they're off school, like, have an awesome day being your awesome self, right? What makes you unstoppable is the pieces of you, the parts of you that is different, not the same. And so what I'm saying that is just like every individual human is unique, but what happens is we start to think that we're special, right? And that, there's nothing to learn from the past, so to speak. Like there's nothing to learn from, and this is something, it's just, I butt heads with my parents on certain things, right? And my grandma, and just like, has nothing to do with necessarily what's the right answer. It's more of all they hear is James, the little kid, run around in a diaper, right? And it's like, well, you're young, I know better, right? So that's always be learning. But what I love, I do these talks, like I learn stuff from you guys. Like that's the coolest part. You teach me a ton. So there's a lot of today that again, I'm hoping that you're learning, but just know that you're helping me make sure that I'm not forgetting the most important thing, which is, yes, I'm special, right? But that doesn't make everybody else not special. That means like everybody has something to teach you, to offer you, and to share. If that makes sense. So, cool. Yeah. So when people are freaking out about life, economy, business, inflation, right? We got a lot of inflation, dude. It's all happened before, right? If you can always go back, and if it hasn't happened in the United States, like, oh yeah, it happened over in this country. So that's a very important thing. Keep in mind, and we'll talk more just kind of about the overall cycle of everything. And I'm going to try and shut up about myself and all that and talk more about y'all. So we got Cody, Kelly, and what's your name? Evan. Evan. E-V-A-N? All right. And you, sir? Tim. All right. And you, sir?
Jarrett.
Jarrett, like with T?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you spell that?
J-A-R-R-E-T-T.
Nice. Jarrett. All right. And you, sir? AJ? Awesome. So my son is JJ because I had a buddy DJ growing up, and I was like, oh man, I want a cool name like that. So again, talk about like your whole life, like we're all just we're our little kid self, and I think having kids has helped remind me, so like we're all just kind of this overgrown little kid that we used to be, right? You still get excited about certain things, and you still like, so just again, when it came time to name my son, I'm 33 years old, and I'm like, oh, I remember when I was 8, my one buddy, like, you know what I mean? So just kind of like, again, don't lose yourself in this, transition into the real world, into the, this always keep yourself front and center, okay? All right, so we'll kind of go over. So AJ, what is your major? Marketing, all right. Pop quiz, why?
Well, I chose marketing.
Yeah.
So my freshman year, I was undecided, and I took a bunch of different business courses because that's what I know I wanted to go into business.
Okay.
And I had a really good marketing professor, and I felt like out of all my classes, all different subjects, marketing seemed to be the most well-rounded in the business world and connecting every different parts. Like the way she kind of explained it made me feel like marketing was where to be, I guess.
Well-rounded glue, so to speak, like the glue of business. I like it. And marketing is, and just understand, everybody's selling something, right? I'm, my cheesy, even before I was a dad, the cheesy dad joke, motivational guy. I'm trying to sell you that you are unstoppable and you can do anything, right? So everybody's trying to sell something. So marketing is just, when you hear like, oh, I'm a salesman or I'm a saleswoman or I'm a salesperson, right? I'm in sales. Usually people kind of like, people want to buy, they don't want to be sold, right? But marketing is just kind of what George and I were talking before, is like, how do I help you sell your business? Now people just say market, so like think of like your whole, it is, because what keeps business connected, what keeps business growing? Yep, just money, right? Tell my kids all the time, money is not everything. Money will not make you happy on its own, right? Money is not the answer. However, kind of fact of life, especially in the United States, is it just, money's not everything. It just pays for everything, right? So what's cool with marketing, they're going to pay you to help them make more money, right? So I'm going to pay you $100,000 a year to bring in $1 million, right? So I'm up $900,000. Does that make sense? So, but that's end of the day. I'm not technically in marketing. I'm not technically. I don't have a marketing background. Our team is not a marketing firm, but all day, every day, we are running around marketing our clients and their businesses. You know what I mean? Like we're supporting the people that we serve, right? So that's just if you can get good at just promoting and like talking about and sharing about the people that you care about, like their business, do you think that's going to make a huge difference to them? It's going to mean a lot? Because a lot of and I'm getting coming back to everybody, but I'm not trying to get preachy. Marketing gets a bad rap because majority of marketing firms, they're selling this like shiny marketing package that the business pays for, right? Because the business wants more business, they want more sales, but they don't. This is not what they didn't get into business to be marketers and all that. But it's usually they pay a bunch of money for flashy new website, all these click funnels, blah 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 blah, right? And I'm not hip and cool, but like paid ads on TikTok, Instagram, all that fun stuff. But very few, and this is where you can talk about like what makes you unique and how you can stand out. If you can actually be a marketing person that can actually not just say, hey, we're going to help you market your business, get promoted, get connected, but we're actually going to help you like get the sale, like make money. It's not just this like smoke and mirrors show of, I mean, does it matter how fancy your website is if nobody wants your product or if nobody like really understands or if nobody really cares about what you got, right? Does the website sell or do you? The humans, right? So even the company, right? At business, a company, it's just a shell. It's just a bunch of humans, right? So even like the schools going out of business, the schools didn't go out of business. The people running the schools making the decisions, right? Now, some things are out of people's control, right? So you can't control certain things. But end of the day, it's a bunch of humans making decisions that are going to impact short-term and long-term. So it might have been something someone at the school made 30 years ago might have made one decision, right, that was short-sighted, and now everybody's paying for it, right? So.
I mean, my elementary school, middle school, and high school, the enrollment rate was going down, so they decided to merge all three together.
Gotcha. Okay.
But it
All
still
right.
doesn't exist anymore.
Gotcha. Okay. So all right. So this is. All right, guys. We're not going anywhere. This is good. All right. So yeah. So that's where. But again, the schools didn't merge themselves. There was a group of people who had to make a tough decision, right? It's to like, hey, because there's a lot. No matter what you do, can you make everyone happy? And there's always. I mean, that's the best thing about social media, right? You can't breathe, right, without somebody saying, "Oh, you breathe wrong. I hate the way you breathe." Just like this, I'm being kind of stupid here with these examples, but like that, everybody's got something negative to say. So if you can be that positive voice, and also you can just, now if it's good advice, it's like, hey, if they're giving you good advice with that, if it's constructive feedback, right, not negative nonsense, don't always shut out the things that you don't want to hear, so to speak. So, all right, I'm shutting up, Jared. Marketing, yeah, let's go. Jared, what's your major?
Business administration.
Biz admin. I suck at writing, I suck at spelling, so just apologize. Biz admin, pop quiz, why?
I felt like I wanted to do like sales and a little bit of marketing and get good with numbers. And I just thought that business administration would just help me like dibble and dabble into those aspects of it. And I know it's like a little bit more hands-on, which is what I like. So
Yep.
I just thought it was good for me right now. At
I
least
like
to get started into it and then just see where it goes.
Awesome. Dibble and dabble. All right, I like it. Very good. And Tim,
I'm also
Sorry.
business administration,
biz admin. All right.
entrepreneurship as well.
Entrepreneurship. Yeah, you follow Gary Vaynerchuk at all? Gary V?
No, I've seen a bunch of his stuff, but
All right.
I don't really follow him.
Yeah, he's fun to check out. Marketing to like just the daily. I don't even. I
See, like his the yard sale videos. Is that?
Oh yeah. So like
Sale one?
yeah. Basically, I mean, he's sort of talking about market. End of the day, don't be too proud to just be in a business that you're good at, right? So he's talking about like, if you want to be an entrepreneur, like you don't have to like be this super fancy, swanky, go into debt and pay a marketing firm 50 grand for this cool website. Like you haven't made one penny yet. You could go to garage sales and find something like, oh, hey, this is $1. I could go sell this for $10. Okay, now I'm not, I mean, so like he does a lot of cool stuff. And he is not the only voice, but I would say he's one of the better voices to listen to when it comes to entrepreneurship, because it's just kind of, even go back to his old videos, you know, like just, he has people, the Daily V, I think it was, and then like there's Ask Gary V. So there's a lot of stuff. Don't listen to it around little children because he's swearing all the time, but that guy's real. Like that guy's legit. So awesome. So business admin, entrepreneurship, why?
So over the summer and stuff, I worked for a development company, like real estate and stuff, and I
Yep.
really enjoy it. I've been doing it for a while now, so I'm eventually planning on starting my own company doing that.
Okay. All right. So you might be kind of the central hub for our little fun extravaganza game today. So own company, what type would it be? Also real estate? Like what? So like just magic wand, no restrictions, brother. Like you started your own business today.
It'd be development, like I would like, basically commercial, residential real estate.
Okay.
I'd like to buy and sell, fix up, run down plazas, houses,
Okay.
apartments, hotels. Pretty much all of it.
Yeah. Are you gonna need a marketing person?
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah. And then maybe a marketing person that you know, like, and trust from school and have a solid relationship with, and maybe, you know, after class today, you guys connect on some stuff. Be like, hey man, this is 2 years off, but like, let's start brainstorming so you can get some real life experience for marketing, right? Do you want someone who's really good at dibbling and dabbling with numbers and marketing and sales, right? So maybe you guys chat after class, who knows? Cool, all right, Evan.
Marketing.
Marketing, all right. Pop quiz, why?
I think there's a lot to it, and I kind of like there's a bunch of things you can learn about.
Okay.
Bounce around. Flexibleness.
Kind of like, now I get bored super easily. Like my team yells at me all the time, like, James, stop reading new books because you're just, the one guy on my team, he's been with me almost 17 years. And this was like 2 months ago, I read a book, and it was just about like how the visionary and the integrator, like just kind of like the different types of like the pieces, parts of like a business. And he's like, I think I finally understand you. And so just for me, like he says, like you're not trying to like basically take everything the team's doing and just be like, screw you guys, we're doing this now. Like it's not my intent, right? I just got bored. So are you kind of someone that gets pretty bored pretty easily? Okay, so bounce around, never bored, baby. If you know this working with that business, anybody like worked for or have a family business, small business? Like anybody that they know?
Yeah,
Okay.
That's how my connection is. Family friends.
Okay, so question, are they ever bored?
Never.
Because you are 24/7, 366 if there's a leap year, right? So think of too, even like before I had kids, right? That was my first kid, that was my baby, right? And my business had to start here, right? In the infant stage. So just how, as humans, you gotta start somewhere, especially now, right? So do you remember, so like when you started middle school, you went from being, well here, this is not, you don't wanna be here. You were like the top of the world, right? King or queen of elementary school. You go to middle school, at the bottom again. Then you go to high school, after being up top of middle school, oh, I'm at the bottom again, right? Do you remember your first day of college? It used to be, senior dude, high school rules, right? And then you come first day of class, freshman again. What's going to happen? So you're going to cross that stage, get your degree. You'll be right here, right, flying high. Then what happens? First day of work, first day of business, first day of whatever is next, right? Okay? I remember like wanting to tear my hair out in my cubicle when I first started. I'm like, it's happening again. It's happening all over again, right? So it's exhausting. It's hard, right? So again, perspective, how you look at that, right, is, if as silly as it is, if you can keep this in mind, right, and even if you change positions, right, the guy who was running our office retired 2.5 years ago. So I was here, right? I was the number one player on the team. How hard could it be to be the coach, right? But I found out very quickly, so much more I had to learn, right? And so, just think of like wherever you're at, my kids are 7 and 5 now, so they were 6 and 4. I know everything that my 6 and 4-year-old need, right? I got it. I finally understand it. I know what to do. And then, basically it's like not even a year. It's like a month goes by and it's like, Dad's not cool again. Dad doesn't know what's going on again. So just, this is always going to reset, but think about, if you can keep in mind, like if you can walk into these feelings, right, and situations, because our brain's designed to be negative to keep us alive. Our brain is designed to be afraid of everything, okay? So, but if you can walk into these brand new, I'm at the bottom situations, and be like, this is exactly how I planned. This is exactly what's supposed to happen. Majority of people at this school, at every college, there's 70, 80-year-olds that, we interact with, that it's like it still hasn't clicked, like, yo, life is hard. Life doesn't just do what you want it to, right? Thank you. All right, cool, we're on it. See? Thank you. See? And if you need an awesome timekeeper for your business, is managing your time in business, is that important?
It's very important.
You guys agree time's important? Managing your time's important? Most important, okay? Here, I'll put it up here too, since I'm kind of talking about it again. Book's called Traction. And the follow-up book is called Rocket Fuel. This, you want to take the survey. I don't want to get too much into it. But this, they have what's called the EOS, the Entrepreneur's Operating System, okay? Because I read books. I said, my team says, please stop reading so many books because you get too many ideas and then you like try to implement them, and we're already trying to implement the idea from last week, right? So, but this survey is you're gonna come out visionary, integrator, or somewhere in between. Doesn't make you bad, better, worse. It's extremely important to know what is your exact style, how you operate, and the things you love to do, the things you hate to do. Like our team, we have a list, I love, I hate. I want to know what do you love to do? What do you hate to do? Because guess what? What you hate to do, what everybody hates to do, we're going to make a list of what everybody hates. Is there someone out there in the universe that loves to do these things? Someone's going to see that job description and be like, oh my gosh, that would be my dream job. We're like, thank you, because it's our nightmare, right? So again, the traction would be super, I keep saying, this is Gary Vee, traction, all this stuff. This is as real life as you get. There's a lot of business books, entrepreneurship books, but this will actually give you the structure and our team's actually implementing it now. I've been trying to do it the team has to all be on board. Otherwise, you're going to do what I did, and it's going to be 7 years of kind of getting things going. But then I finally got all right, team, let me take a little more time, explain what's going on. And now we've been implementing it, and it's night and day. All right, I'm much happier. Everybody's happier. Okay, so that is by Gino Wickman. So I just totally went on a tangent there. So, but if you are bored when you take this, most likely you're a visionary, right? You don't like doing. I don't want to do like the short-term little detail. Like I don't want to go. I want a big picture. Like just, for me, I'll help you see what you need to see 10 years from now. Do not ask me like, hey, what did you say 10 seconds ago? Because I can't remember. I'm too busy. I'm here. My body's here in the present, but my mind, I can't shut it off. I can't get out of the future, if that makes sense. Okay. And this is something the team for years. I'm like, you're the visionary. You keep being the visionary for the team. I thought it was kind of a egomaniac thing to like, I'm the visionary, right? But like, what's cool is like in this, they talk about you got to have the visionary for the business. They basically, the visionary says yes to everything. So, especially yes to everything means what? Spend. Yeah, man, we'll make it back in 5 years. Well, dude, we all have to be here in 5 years, right? The business still has to exist in 5 years, right? So, a yes person needs a no person. Yes. Right? Here you feel like an island because you feel like I cannot put into words what I'm seeing, right? When I'm like seeing the future of where we can be, what we can do, how we're going to do it, I can't break it down. But also, too, so this guy, Pat, on our team, he's our integrator. First off, he's the best at telling me no, and I actually listen, right? So he says, no, James, no. Here's my 100 ideas. No. Okay, this one might work. No. So you need that no person to balance you out. But also, too, if you're the no person, are you extremely important to the overall success of the business? But are you going to feel like you're on an island? Right? Well, just Jared, so if your job is to basically, think of like everybody at work or wherever like comes up to you like, Jared, I got this idea, I've just been thinking about it, I ran the numbers and I just feel so good about it and I can't wait I just can't wait to tell you about it and we can get it going for the team. It's da-da-da-da-da. And your job is to be like, no, right? Duh, Jared always says, let me do anything. Just kind of like you did the right thing. And eventually the team's going to thank you for it. Eventually that person's going to thank you for it, right? But it doesn't feel good to not be the person that is like making people, skip through the office, right? I love seeing everybody on our team skipping through the office. Oh, I'm so happy, blah, 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 right? But that's not how life works, right? We can't just all just like skip around like we're happy, saying yes to everything without things coming crashing down, all right? Sweet, all right. Business stuff, marketing, bounce around. Evan, you got me going with that never bored stuff. Kelly.
That's a dry erase marker.
Was it AJ or was that you?
I was about to say.
About to say, all right, okay. See, you might be our integrator. No, James, that's a dry erase marker. We totally use that. That was awesome. See, teamwork, right? That's what it's all about. So, thank you. We would have got that. We got it on camera. That's the best. Kelly, what is your major?
I'm an accounting major with a concentration in forensic accounting.
I'm very familiar with accounting, just from like business, working with business owners and all that. But forensic accounting, if you could kind of break that down on a kindergarten, like just pretend I'm in preschool, kindergarten, like how would you explain it?
So think like, how there's like forensic scientists, like forensic psychologists.
Like on CSI, like the
Yeah, or like Silence of the Lambs, where you have like Clarice be like a forensic scientist.
I don't like scary stuff, so
Sorry,
but I know, yeah, gotcha.
Here you have forensic accounting, where you look for financial crimes, like
Oh, okay.
laundering, embezzlement, tax
Yeah,
evasion,
okay.
fraud.
Enron style stuff.
Yeah, Enron, yes, Enron, WorldCom, Tyco. We actually helped
Yeah.
stop Al Capone.
That's awesome. Okay.
It wasn't LA House that stopped them, it was actually forensic accountants that
Okay.
got Al Capone.
Is this someone we should probably have for our business? It's probably a good resource. Okay, I think we might be pretty, our money situation will probably be really good. Okay, so this is awesome. I mean, so that's what you're, how I'm talking about, you can see things that most people can't see, right? So each of you can, in what your craft or your expertise is, you can look at it, you can see the answer that 99% of the population is not going to be able to see as well, right? And that, so how, is that good? You know, whether you're working for a business, it's great job, is it good job security if you can see things that other people can't? Right? So when people talk about like, you got to be the expert, narrow it down to something that you're very passionate about, you love, and you will, they can't get rid of you, right? Or the other company has to have you and they're going to pay you more to do the same exact thing, all right? But to become the expert, where do you got to start? All right? If you want to get to here the quickest way possible, do you do it through reading books and studying more, or do you do it through meeting people who are already there? Both. As much as you read in a book, is it guaranteed you'll get here? Other humans will let them already have read the book. I'm not saying don't read the book. Like again, I'm always reading business books and leadership books and all that. So don't stop reading. There's two things that change your life: the books you read, the people you meet. The people you meet, though, like they can say, you don't have to worry about reading these 85 books. It's all up here, right? So even like with this, I'm hoping, right? Hey, I've read over on my Audible account. Like I said, I can't read, but I can listen, and I put it on like double speed. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'm getting through the book twice as fast, right? Of all the books I've read, there's over 200 plus books I've read on there. These two, for sure. Like this is like these are like, if you don't read these, then you're just silly, right? And don't wait to be in business for 16, 17 years like I did to go there. And then do you have to graduate college to read these? When I was in college, the last thing I wanted to do was read a book, especially if it was like, if I didn't have to, right? But the key thing is, how can you take these principles and this traction, like take the book, don't listen to it as though like, oh, this is cool that they did that, oh, this is cool. Be thinking about, as you're reading it, this commercial and residential real estate company, okay? This is going to be a multi-billion-dollar company. Are you guys cool with that? All started at Lake Erie College, hanging out in class one day, right? But so if you are, whatever you read, even like your textbook, the only way I survived having to read a textbook was I would like try to like create this scenario in real life that I could try to pretend to apply it to. Does that make sense? Sweet. Get all excited for accounting. All right. Why?
Well, I've always been really good at math, and
Okay.
this woman at my school suggested I should go into accounting because I'm really good at math, and my kids were in accounting, they make real good money. Also, too, my dad's side of the family, my dad and my grandfather were in law enforcement, so that played a major
Okay.
role. And I used to watch like Criminal Minds with my dad for family movie nights as a kid.
That's awesome.
So, and oh yeah, and NCIS and Bones, and
Yeah. Criminal Minds, that's my one buddy that rented from me a long time ago. That was his favorite show. So yeah, I don't like scary like horror stuff, but like that was like, I'm always into more the suspense action stuff. That was fun.
then, I did not know forensic accounting existed, so I was like cruising around the one website. I was doing CCP classes there, and I found that they had a joint double accounting and double forensic accounting degree with with Franklin University. I was like, ooh, it's
Yeah.
really interesting.
It's at Franklin University makes it possible. There's like that. When I'm listening to like something on YouTube, it's like the ad. I got the jingle. So who's gonna make the jingle?
Franklin University makes it possible.
So again, Notre Dame College, not going to be here shortly. I still remember the jingle. Notre Dame College, changing the world, one student at a time, changing the world, right? So think about, let's see. Evan, if you're never bored, dude, you're on jingle duty. Cool? Can you tell I get distracted and excited? So thank you for inspiring that, right? So Franklin University, but there's always something that anything can create some type of new idea opportunity. But, so I'm sorry I cut you off. So Franklin had found out what you need. And Franklin, is that all online, right?
Yeah.
Okay, was it a good experience? I don't know if it's good or bad.
I didn't do it, but
Okay,
I almost was gonna do it, but I didn't because.
but they got a free commercial in our video, so that's it's all good.
Oh no. Oh
So-
yeah, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
No,
You're good.
because-
That's what I'm saying, because of the jingle. But we're gonna have a sweet real estate jingle.
Oh no,
So.
because financially,
It was a lot of
I
quite a
didn't want
bit.
to go through all that paperwork with financial. They're
Yep.
asking for more and more. It's like I don't want to give my IRS tax information and all that. I just want to get my FAFSA info.
Yeah, Fast was fun. Fast was fun. So
So I just decided to go to Lake Erie since it was nearby and they had it for under the accounting program. I
Awesome.
didn't know they had one until I was applying.
okay, very cool. Yeah, so that's again. So you kind of get to be the hero, right? You get to stand up for your team. You get to stand up for the business, and you get to make sure that the right things are happening, and the wrongdoers don't win.
Make sure no one's spending the business money on their private vacations. So
Yeah. Yes. So my one buddy, his the term that they have for one of their founders, again, great human being, the nicest, like would do anything for you, right? But they are definitely the yes to, yeah, great idea, right? So they're always like, our goal is to always, we're trying to keep his hands out of the cookie jar, right? So now does money like have legs and the ability to just like walk away?
no.
Does it seem like it does?
In a way, yes, but not more like metaphorically.
Right. So like humans and money were not meant to mix, right? We weren't designed to coexist, but here we are, right? So think of money is much more an emotional thing, right? How we spend, whether we spend, how we save. And again, we are the dominant species because our mind is the most powerful in many ways, but one of them is justifying and creating a reason as to why some type of action is okay for us to do, right? So like there might be something where, again, your kindergarten self is like, screaming at you, right? You're about to go do something, you know it's wrong, you know you shouldn't do it, right? And the little kindergarten self is like, no, don't do it. It's against the rules, no. But your more mature, more advanced self is like, I know I shouldn't do this, but if I spin it this way, and if you think about it this way, and so-and-so kind of owes me, and then so-and-so, right? So like, why is there a need for basically money cops? It's because people will find a way to justify what they're doing. So, and that's not just with money, that's just with everything, right? So, cool. Cody, thank you for being patient. What's your major?
Finance and marketing.
Finance and marketing. Why?
Well, I got out of the Coast Guard after 10 years.
Okay.
I was an electrician. And then I started working construction and I looked around and everyone looked miserable, so
Said electrician?
yeah. So I decided if I'm gonna have to start at the bottom of the totem pole, I may as well just go back to school and try something different.
Bottom of the totem pole? Let's go. All right. Very cool. And Tim, right? Okay, so that's why I try to like have people like sit in a certain area so I can cheat and just go like have the names on the board be my cheat sheet. So we're good. So do you like, is electricity important with commercial and residential real estate?
So like what I was doing when I first started working there, I was just like kind of a laborer. So I just looked
Okay.
at whatever they needed. I would go to so many different properties, do landscaping. But I wanted to do electricity, but like, I would help the electricians.
Do you know a lot of electricians?
I do.
You do, okay. Now, do you know them because of being with that real estate firm?
Yes.
Outside of that, do you know a lot of electricians?
Only a couple I've met that went to school for it, but.
Okay. Do you know any electricians? Do you know any electricians?
Nope.
Any electrician? So again, talking about like what makes us different, right? What makes us, like there's always something that's unique, right? Is the trades. If we're trying to have the biggest, most successful real estate company to ever exist, we are going to need the trades. We're going to need plumbers, right? We're going to need electricians. So does that make sense? Because real estate is sexy, right? Yeah, you need to get into real estate. You need to invest in, business is sexy, right? Yeah, we're going to start a business. But who do you need, right? And right now, for example, we're going to scooch over to the dry erase board. Thank you again for keeping me from writing on the chalkboard. So, what's the name of our business?
I never named it.
All right. You want to lean on some of your marketing people? No? How about you?
I don't know.
What was so did like your again, thank you for your service, but like I don't know enough about it, but like for example Jocko Willink, so dichotomy of leadership. I need to stop thinking more books. Dichotomy, I don't know how to spell it. It's by Jocko Willink. He's a Navy SEAL commander. Just awesome guy. Another person's been there, done that. But the dichotomy of leadership, real quick tidbit there. Are you a leader where you're at, no matter what? Is someone watching you? Like everything, you're either, whether we all like it or not, are people judging us based on our actions, right? We say one thing, and now we have to either do that, or we do something else. And the leader, that's what sucks, right? Leadership sucks from the standpoint of like, if I say something, I gotta back it up, and if I can't back it up, I gotta come crawling back and say, hey, I messed up. I was wrong. The thing I say the most to the team on a daily basis, I'm sorry. I messed up. I was wrong. All right? So with leadership, each of you in our awesome business, yet to be named, does the success of the group rely on each and every one of you being a leader in each area of what you're doing, right? You all you're looking for one more person for your business, and I come to you, and I have, like, well, I was going to do this, but this happened, and I'm sorry I couldn't get this completed in time because like this happened, right? To me, I got a lot of reasons why the job didn't get done. Well, what do all of you hear? Yeah, our reasons. No matter how much we dress them up, no matter how sexy we make our reasons, right? Other people are going to hear that as excuses, right? So leadership, basically, it's a lifetime commitment, and it's just you got to back up what you say. But more importantly, rule we have, people start on our team, like if you're not making 15 to 25 mistakes a day, we are failing. If you are not messing up like we've failed miserably, right? Now, if we're not learning from those mistakes, then okay, now there's a problem. Does that make sense? So the dichotomy of leadership basically gets into, for example, so Coast Guard, right? The military in general. Not trying to pick on the military, but everything's supposed to be uniform one way. We do things this way. Do companies get like that? We do things this way.
Bigger companies.
Yep. And then, too, like talking about like, there's so many books that I've read that I would never want you to waste your time on. It's like because they're talking about like, leadership is if you're an executive, you need to this. But until I read this book, and I didn't read this book for about 4 or 5 years, like how like you feel like you're hearing something else, but you feel like I think they're wrong. Have you ever been right when someone else is wrong?
Yep.
And you can feel it, right?
Definitely.
Okay, you kind of got that. Your gut instinct is like, I think there's a better way. Especially if we're going to be the best real estate company that ever exists, do we need to find a better way?
Yeah, and then when you try to say, they're like, oh no, you're crazy. This is the best way we could do it. And then it's like, turns out you're right. It's like, told you so.
Yep. Now, question: do leaders say "told you so"?
Well, no, not exactly, but I'm just.
Yeah, no, just say it. But no, like that's where. Is it human nature to want to do that so badly?
Yes.
Right? But again, we're leaders wherever we're at. You gotta bite your tongue, right? You do, behind closed doors, you're like, yes, like take that, right? So don't think for 1 second like when I'm on my own and like something comes to fruition, you would think I just like scored a touchdown to win the Super Bowl, right? I am pumped. Then I just got to go back to, hi, how you doing? I'm James, right? So, but this talks about, Jocko, dichotomy of leadership where no matter what anybody tells you, no matter how successful they are, and this guy's coming from, he does a ton of stuff, with his own business. He consults for all kinds of successful businesses, but before that, he's a commander in the Navy SEALs. So he's seen some messed up stuff. So in the book, he's talking about, well, here's the principle that, something they talk about in leadership, but then he'll tell a real life story from when they're over in Iraq, right? Lives on the line. And then you're supposed to do X. But you know that, hey, doing X is actually the worst thing we could do right now. The textbook says, do X. And I don't know if there's any like situation, right? Coast Guard, page 1003 says, do this. You're like, bro, have you ever, so you were an electrician, were you working on a ship? Like where?
Yeah, I was on a couple different ships. I was in Virginia, Michigan, and California.
Okay. So, and that's where, again, it's not knocking clear. Most people who write textbooks never actually did it, right? So you're like, it says to do this. Like, well, hey, I'm in the middle of the ocean on a ship, and it's storming, and I'm telling you right now, that's not going to work, right? So same thing where you just be respectful, all that fun stuff, but just know, like, don't just go with what you should do. Go with what the situation requires, right?
Even worse when the person's like, you're scared. It's like, oh, I'm just scared, so I know better. It's like,
Yeah.
And like, everyone's like, no, but something doesn't seem right.
So if someone says they're a purist.
No, they're your superior boss.
Oh, superior. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You're below them, but still, you like notice like.
And again, it's something that we kind of people will do naturally not because they necessarily thought of it, but maybe their boss did it, maybe they read it in a book or whatever. But if I'm walking around saying, well, I'm the boss of blah 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 blah, and I'm your boss. Well, as your boss, does it matter what I say after that? It doesn't matter what comes out of my mouth. As your boss, I'm screwed because I just ruined my relationship with you, right? So just kind of like that.
Well, I've gotten in trouble for like, I've never had a fear of authority, so it's just
Okay.
like, I like pretty much treat authority figures like people, so I just don't care who you are.
Okay.
Like, if you treat me this certain way, I will not allow that to happen.
Okay. Yeah, and that's where, so again, just,
It's like, I just don't care.
yep. Again, but certain situations, right? So for the greater good of the most successful business to ever exist, are there times where we're going to have to kind of just adapt and do something that we wouldn't normally do, right? So it doesn't mean you're wrong, right? It doesn't mean that don't do anything illegal, right? But you're going to have to, like, there's situations on a regular basis where you just need to be like, well, this is not the battle, right? We're trying to win the war, right? I will take the loss on this battle so I can have a better chance at getting to where we need to be. So
Just sit back, eat the popcorn, and watch the chaos.
there you go. Get some
I'm
popcorn.
not listening to you.
There you go. All right. All right, Cody, what's the name of our business? And what sparked this whole thing was that, like, it doesn't in like the military, do you, like, the teams that you're in, do you have like code names or some type of,
No, I was an electrician.
be a lot cooler if you did. All right, so
It's UNC Incorporated,
UNC Incorporated.
UNK Incorporated.
Okay, what is UNC Incorporated?
It stands for unknown, because we didn't know the name.
Nice.
That's a name still, I guess.
So, all right, branding, marketing. When someone sees UNC, do they know what that is?
Nope.
Are humans naturally curious? They're going to say, what is this? Unknown, right? So we started as we didn't, now this is where the marketing, branding team comes up with a story, right? Like we started in classroom at Lake Erie College. Our future was unknown. We didn't know where the money was going to come from. We didn't know where the opportunity was going to come from. We didn't know where the connections were going to, right? So you're building up this story, right? Where, so again, businesses that have a powerful story, the Apples, the Teslas, the Netflix, they have a powerful story that has, your story can get you here before you even know really how to run the business, right? Because do people want to be part of something special, right? So you're attracting people, it's like, and you're inspiring, like, yeah, I was an unknown. Yeah, nobody knew who I was. I didn't have any idea what I was going to do, right? You're the type of person I want to work with, right? So UNC Inc., all right. So we are officially, and we're incorporated, we're S Corp?
Yep.
All right, cool. So we're S Corp. S Corp, do you guys talk about that in accounting at all?
A tiny bit.
Tiny bit? Okay. It's basically, disclosure wall, I'm not an accountant, not a CPA. Sorry, we're getting a text. So this is for illustrative purpose only, this is hypothetical. All right, so UNC Inc., established 2024. All right. Tim, no pressure, brother.
12:01.
We're all 12:01. Thank you. We got to what? We got 14 minutes.
Yeah, 12:01.
Okay. So, is this helping at all so far? At like connecting dots of where you can all go with career, life, all that fun stuff. So we got 14 minutes to go from here to here. Is everybody going to look to you? Right? Because we all have our areas of expertise, but you're the owner. You have the background, right? And what do we do first?
What I would first do, I would buy a few duplexes.
Okay. Buy duplexes. How many? 3?
Yeah, we just have 3.
3? Okay. Where's the money going to come from?
Investors, like other small companies,
Okay.
other trade companies.
Investors, trade companies,
Family,
family, friends, right? Now, I don't know, so like in this world, is it usually you like go in on a deal together with the people? Are we the builders or we're like the property management group? Like what are
It's
we?
more property management. So
Okay. Does everybody understand what property management is? Right, so this is actually, nothing's easy, right? But we don't have to come up with the money to buy the three. We don't need the 500 grand, 1.5 million to buy the duplexes and then dump more money to remodel. We just have to, so you have to, how are you talking about, you did landscape, we maintain the place, make sure the electricity's going. But so let's just say Dave and I are the investors, right? So Dave, would you invest with these? Yeah. All right, so how much you need? How much we need for these three duplex? Now, me and Dave, we're too busy running around, he's too busy running around trying to chase me around as I'm running around talking, right? So we don't want property management for people that have real estate, but they just don't want to, like me, I'm not handy, I'm not manly. I can't fix anything. I'm also, when I had a rental, I always got stiffed on rent because, somebody was like, hey, can't pay today. I'd be like, oh, okay, just hit me, next week. And the next week come back, hey, you got the rent? Oh no, man, blah blah. Again, oh, reason. What am I hearing? I messed up. Why did I let this person rent from me, right? And it wasn't every person, right? But it was just now it's a month late. Now, so I want to make money investing in real estate, but I don't want to be bothered with basically everything you have to do to be successful. So I front the money. Well, Dave and I, we're Funk Inc. So we're hip and cool investors, right? So we front the money, say, all right, Unk Inc., you got our money, do your thing. So you got the three duplexes. Now what?
See how much money we can make off those three over however much time, and then take those profits and invest them into more duplexes.
Right, so figuring out what do we charge for rent? What type of lease agreements do we have?
Oh, yeah, all that
Okay.
little stuff.
So is there someone in this room that's already part of Unk Inc. who is really good at accounting, and then I'm a cheat, and someone who's also got a finance background, and who else was accounting? Wasn't someone else at accounting? Or am I taking my? All right, I lied. My memory sucks. All right, so we have someone here who can. Okay, what do we charge? So you two get together. You look at the comparables in the neighborhood. You see what other rent's going for, and you figure out okay. And right, when you talk to Dave and I every 3 months and present the numbers, do you want to be profitable, or are you going to be like, oh, Dave, James, just a rough few months, kind of lost all your money, right? What do we want?
Beat the stock market.
Right? Well, yeah, so that's the thing. So again, Dave and I, we can invest in, we can start our own business, right? We can invest in our other businesses. We can invest in the stock market. We can invest in commodities. We can, you name it, right? But we're feeling good about real estate, and now it's up to you guys to make money. Again, money isn't everything. It's not the answer. It just pays for everything. Okay? So cool. Got the rent lease. We figure it out. I'll just say, all right, needs to be $2,500 a month. No. So it's duplex, right? So we got technically six, we're looking for 6 clients. And let's just say they need to pay, $2,000, $3,000 a month. That, we want them here, right? How much money are you making if you don't have a tenant? If someone's not writing you a check, they're like, we'll pay $2,600, right? But you've already run the numbers, take the $2,600, right? Because that's again where people go broke in real estate. They don't have anybody that's actually paying them to make the money back that they invested. So 6 clients. How do you get clients? How do you get customers?
You have to advertise.
Okay, we can advertise. What else?
Keep going.
All right.
Hang on. Pause. Keep on.
I was not trying to hate on marketing, right? But we're trying to be profitable. So Unk Inc.'s trying to be profitable. Is it more profitable to pay ads and advertisers and marketers, or is it more profitable to maybe go word of mouth or referrals, right? One of my mentors said, buying leads, paying for advertisement and marketing is punishment for not getting referrals, right? So now you got to start somewhere. So do you want to rent in one of our Unk Inc. fantastic, amazing, wonderful duplexes? Move,
Would I like to rent?
move your family in, just, I mean, we can start at 3,000, but we can work with you.
Was this you and Sanjay's money laundering scheme?
No, because we have a forensic forensic accountant that will make sure that that's not what it is. But so maybe not the right fit for you.
Maybe not the right fit.
Not the right fit.
Let's
But I
make it
can-
15 million.
But I
All
can
right, here we
refer
go.
a couple people who would be a good fit.
You can.
Dun, dun, dun.
And that just cost us a whopping $0. But it did take time, right? And time's the thing. It also takes. Does anybody want to be rejected? Fear of no, right? So I quit my first call session in business because some nice old lady said, please don't call back, because I was like, I'm already talking fast. That's how I roll. I'm like, this is James Schleicher, blah, blah, blah. Like, I just freaked for whatever reason. I can talk to you in person, get me on the phone. I was walking out, I'm like, I can't do this, can't do this. Walking out, again, mentors, leadership. There was a person that said, I will not let you fail. And we practiced calling. Like, I pretended to call a client, right, or potential customer, and they would pretend to be a nice person, a mean person, whatever. But the biggest thing is asking for referrals takes courage, right? Boxing, MMA.
Boxing is a combat sport and a martial
Thank you.
art in which two people, usually wearing protective gloves
Alexa,
and other
stop.
protective equipment such as hand wraps and mouth guards, throw punches at each other for a predetermined amount of time in a boxing
This is
ring.
very.
Creepy.
Want to hear more?
No, we're good. That was amazing. So, all right. And so again, if we don't have the answer, we can consult, Google and Siri. So step into I'm wrapping this up.
Dude, I'm not rushing you. I have to go.
You're good.
That's all.
Yeah, dude. I'm just trying to stall you leaving because I miss you already. So, all right. Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
Hey,
Yeah.
see you next week.
Yeah.
It's ball.
All right. Cool. So.
Thank you, as always.
Oh, no problem. So I kind of want to wrap this up with this, okay? We can go all kinds of ways with this. But do you see how each of you plays a very important role in, so Unk Inc., right, which is this random idea we just came up with. Was Apple a random idea? Have you ever watched, there's a movie, Steve Jobs, you guys seen that? So the whole first part of the movie is him in his parents' front yard trying to call people to buy what they're selling. And what did he get told? Whole lot, because businesses have a whole bunch of integrators ready to say, nope. Right? People there's more no's than yeses. So what I'm getting at is, whether we're advertising marketing, we have to, figuratively, you have to step into the ring. Mike Tyson, you guys know who he is? He's got a lot of quotes, but one of his most famous quotes, do you know what it is? Everybody's got a plan to what? They get punched in the mouth. And I try to explain it to people that aren't in business. And again, it's life will just, the one of the Rocky movies, he's talking to his son, he's grown up, he's like, I used to hold you in my hand like this, and he's talking about how he's life will beat you till your knees and leave you there if you let it. Because nothing hits hard as life, right? Try to do the sly thing, but that speech, it's a movie, it's not real. but that's the realest thing you could ever put on repeat and replay, right? And when Mike Tyson's saying everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth, here's what's cool. Is everybody and their mother's going into real estate, right? Now's not so hot. Interest rates are up, right? Why people aren't downsizing because I'm going to downsize and I'm going to go, why would I go to a smaller duplex and pay more money, right? But that's okay because we know it's part of an economic cycle. It's part of a interest rate cycle.
12:15.
Thank you. All right. Thank you. Shutting up after this, but what I'm getting at is on your own, I'm not saying you can't get to the top of wherever you want to go. If you dare to work with people and figure out a way to just do the things you love, right? There's a guy, Simon Sinek, his book called Start With Why, a lot of different books. Big, like the science and kind of like why do people succeed or why are they happy at work or in business. One of the things he talks about is like, you can be passionate about anything because the way we operate as humans is we get passionate about the things that we're good at or the things we're bad at. The things you're good at now, was that your passion when you were little? Bro, I can't wait to be in business administration, man. You know, you're playing with all your friends in the neighborhood or wherever, you know, watching sports on TV or whatever it might be. Can't wait. Just can't wait to be in marketing, right? Right? So but what I'm getting at is wherever this takes you, you're going to start here. The passion comes and you start to get better, and nothing you achieve you will never achieve this point in life without bringing other people with you, right? You can get there together, and nothing is more rewarding than doing it with other people as a team, okay? Last thing, quote that defines my entire existence, Ralph Waldo Emerson has a poem called Success. My grandpa, before he died, had it hanging in his office, and when he passed away, like that was just, for whatever reason, that like stuck out to me. It was the last line of it. It talks about to know one life has breathed easier because you lived is to have succeeded. So my challenge to you, together and as individuals, is go out and make one life easier because you lived and have some fun. All right? Shutting up. Promise. Thank you. Rover. Give it up for yourselves. Oh, Inc. So, good job.